Alright, I'll be honest, I spent the whole day just really wanting to play more Patrician 4, so gonna sit down and get to that. Hours and hours of sorting out production lines and our trade fleets, and oh, as sarcastic as it may sound, I can't wait to get on with that. So the situation where we left it, we have a reasonable sum of money, we're still established only in the starving hamlet of Edinburgh. Hang on, it's a Hanseatic trading post, whereas many other places are trading cities. Good to know. Bergen thrives to the point where we're actually building one hell of a wall to keep all the Norwegians out, probably, or maybe to keep them in. This is where we produce all of our clay and all of our wood and what little meat that we can actually squeeze out, as well as our piles and piles of salt. But there's a problem in that Bergen's population is just not high enough to supply all the workers we need for all these disciplines, because we are really hurting for clay and wood across the Hansa. So what I'm going to do is, for starters, I want to have a meal for the poor to attract more burghers. 40 and 22. So I need 40 grain in my storehouse and 22 beer. I feel a little bad for this because I'm taking away, what was that again, 22 beer? Probably. I'm taking away a whole lot of the grain, leaving us with very little here. But like I said before, you need two types of food in a city to stop it from starving. And they do have cheese and they do have meat, so they'll be okay. Yeah, lucky today is Communism Day in Sweden, so I've got the time off. Isn't that just wonderful? I got all these boats, which don't really have any idea what to do, but we're going to fix that, hopefully, maybe. For one, I wanted to find... Oh, man, I have a whole bunch of ships that don't really know what to do. All these meteor... let's be honest, I don't have the meat to be dealing in all this, all these meat things. So I need to find my ships that are hanging around without much to do, and just throw them back into port, because we don't care too much about them. The DDR blind can go back on... well, actually, I can get it repaired first. Anything that needs repaired should get it, which appears to be just about everything. Not interested in your Snickers. But what I was looking for was the Thagnus, because it's our wild card. It doesn't hold that much, and it could stand to hold a lot more, so I'm actually going to throw on a whole bunch of cogs to it. Doesn't need any cannons. If it gets attacked, it gets attacked. Then we just throw out the hunters. And our experience with Resident Evil 3 tells us how good we are with the hunters. So I'm going to buy up all that. I'm going to cart over a whole load of salt as well. And I almost forgot to hold that meal for the poor. So if we looky right about... where is it? There's something that tells you about all the people here. There we go. There's only one beggar and we get about 16 per day. I need a whole lot more than that. So if we host a large meal for the poor, hopefully it goes up. I'm not even sure exactly how much it does. In any case, we need Thagnus all the way over to Riga, because Riga is somewhere that I want to build up right now. I've been blind to the possibilities that Riga offer, because I've been keen to just squeeze out all the cheese here. But cheese is not really what we should be focusing on, because Riga has the ability to produce lots of clay. I'm in a big shortage of clay for what I need to build up here, but that's okay. Building loads of houses because I want the occupancy to be down. Jake, do you like Patrician 3 or 4 more? I stand for the 3. I never played 3. I am completely ignorant in that regard, and that's okay. Now, what am I gonna do with this? I have the money, we just don't have the resources to be building up all this clay stuff. Nonetheless, it'll be built. Such strange roads around here. Yeah, it's good to have nice straight roads, because the ones that the game start you with are oh so very bendy. And as long as you have straight roads, then you can build relatively alright next to them. So that should do us just fine. We're going to need a whole load of clay to deal with it though, and that's exactly why the Thagnus is on the move. The rest of our hunters are just waiting around. And it looks like the DDR blind is all ready to go back into the fray. Now we keep Bergen well stocked with spices and with wine, and I want to send you out there to go and get even more. Now Wernar established a whole bunch of other places, but we got Barl. I know nothing about Barl. If you do, please tell me. But in any case, they buy up pitch and metal tools, and they give us spices and wine, eh? I'd rather have spices and cloth, but we were not lucky enough to find one of those. Point is, if they want metal tools, I am only too happy to actually buy it up, even at a loss here. And they wanted pitch as well, right? Pitch and metal tools. It just shows how much attention that I was paying there. Yes, pitch and metal tools. So is there anyone around here that produces those? Preferably nearby. Oh, would you look at that? Malmo produces both. So we're going to go and pick them up. And then we're going to go on an expedition. Don't mind me, just buying up all the everything. We're not very popular in Malmo for doing that, but that's their problem. Onwards. And yeah, London's not all that hot, but at least it's a place that I can find you easily enough. Go forth. So we hit up Riga, and yeah, Riga is ghastly short of resources here. So we just sell them everything we can. The salts, I kind of forgot that they actually produce salt here. Not sure if I do, but Riga as a whole does. In any case, I'm just going to dump a whole bunch of it here, and we can sell it whenever. I should probably start thinking about Novgorod, but I'll be honest, I don't want to. And, oh, I kind of forgot I did establish myself in Aalborg as well, didn't I? I should probably make better use of that, since it's not too bad a place. I think I established myself here because it has grain and raw metal. The ability to produce grain is very powerful for the Hansa. It makes decent, what's that word for when you get more money back for production cost? It's got decent margins on it. You just need a lot of boats to cart all that stuff around. But I shouldn't get ahead of myself here. The main problem I have is lack of building materials, and that is what I'm going to fix. So what'll I do? I'll go to somewhere that seems short on salt, because this stuff's got to sell. You want salt? Here you go. Wow. Good money there. And I think Bergen has plenty of cheese, doesn't it? Actually, not as much as it could. Let's pick up a whole load from Riga and dump it there. A whole bunch. As many as we can get, and then leave it in Bergen, who are also short on grain. So yes, what I really need is loads of clay right now, so I can get all my buildings done in Riga. Riga is short on both clay and wood, so we're going to get on that. But there's not too much of a hurry for us right now, because we constantly make money thanks to our supply routes. And whenever there are pirates, we can just destroy them, and I saw that. Oh, but what if it's cargo? Okay. Take the cheese, I know you'll automatically sell it whenever you need to. Yeah, it was goodies, and it's goodies that Bergen's going to like, I rather think. Take it. Take it all. Now they can finally have some clothes here. And I'm going to put that in the storage. Now what I should really be doing with our counting houses, I've been doing this one at a time, but really I should be doing it for everything. There we go. And it's not that I quite want to sell out of everything. I should try to keep a little bit of everything behind for myself. Depends on the item, really. Depends on the item, really. Oh man, beer is so good. Food is always good. That's less important. Some of these are far less important. And there's really no need to keep any spices, but I don't know what a 100% equals that is. Okay, and what I should be doing is selling all of these things for the best price that I can get for it. So for grain and all these other ones, I want it down to 58. Wool's a little more, I can do 88 on that. Same with iron, same with honey, and salt's worth a good bit more, that's why I keep it at 100. Metal goods, I don't know what this number it gives you by default is, 167, what does that even mean to us? But metal goods I can sell for loads of money united. Meat itself's not quite as expensive, but we'll go that way. Probably the same for cloth. And beer's worth good money. Beer's worth damn good money. And then there's stockfish. How much is that worth? I actually have a bunch of numbers here that I have used and refined through many days of playing this game. Clothing is one of the most expensive things you can have, so we'll sell that for damn good money. Cheese already sorted. Pitch, I can't quite remember, so what do I have here? 208 sounds good. Oh, pelts. Pelts are so hard to come by because you actually need metal goods to make them. Metal goods and hemp, I think, is what it takes. Meat we already have at 515. Wine we can sell for loads of money. And spices also... yeah, 980 is fine for that. I'm not going to save that as the sale thingamajigger. I don't care too much about buying stuff up here. I guess I should buy wooden brick if it's going cheap. So buy until stock level reaches... I mean, we want a lot of this stuff. And I'll buy it up if it's cheap. Is there anything else that we produce here that I want to buy up? Well, mead would be one of them. I don't want mead just slipping away. And for mead, I'd happily pay up to 182 for. Oops. Pay up to 182 for, because you get good money on it. The only other thing we produce here is meat. And I guess I want a ton of that stuff. And again, I don't want to overpay for it, so when it comes to meat, it would be... don't pay more than 350 for it, because we sell it for about 200 more than that. Jake, is Edinburgh still starving? Edinburgh is dead. And I don't think they'll be coming back anytime soon. Oh, hello, Snowtoad. We're going to save all that up. Sadly, you can't save these with specific names and such to load in other places, but it is what it is. Also, Bergen's population has skyrocketed, and those population mean workers for me. I might finally produce a reasonable amount of meat, because I want my meat wagons to actually be working soon. And the salt that I produce is getting ding-da-wah real easily. So, where's my the Thagnus? Well, the Thagnus needs to, for one, check if there's any need for materials here. Just loads of clay. So that's a bit of a problem for me, that the place is always taking up all the clay that I'm trying to build. Because some selfish git put down loads of houses here without considering the impact on the clay market. But that's okay. I mean, we will be producing that stuff. And Riga will slowly but surely actually build up these clay pits for me. And when it comes to these clay pits, notice that we have 24 out of 200 workers. What I can do is reduce the capacity of this, and then pop it back up. Lo and behold, they've all gone over to work for the clay pits, so we now produce 48 buckets of clay every day. And the shortage of clay in Riga is about 400, so we'll have that done in 10 days. So what I'm going to do is actually pick up loads of wood, which I can't produce over in Riga, ship the Thagnus back over there, as we often do. I'm also going to have a quick look over for any pirates hanging about. Nope. Sneaky Sicko says, Jake streaming through the week now. That's a rare sight. Yeah, I've got time on my hands at long last. So I've wanted to get back into doing lots of streaming again. Now, for better or for worse, a lot of that streaming today is going to be me playing this game because I have an itch for extremely boring trading gameplay. But hey, that's my cross to bear. Well, you know what, I'm just going to shove it into these storage houses here. And I'm also going to tell my... I'm so bad at finding my counting house. There we go. I'm going to tell my administrator to sell just like they do in the other place. And that's something that I should do everywhere, because I want to sell goods whenever I have them to keep my places good. And And that did not load... Oh, it did load the purchase of goods as well, it seems. Didn't it? Yeah, I think it did. I mean, to be honest, I should be purchasing goods when they're super cheap, regardless. So it wouldn't be too bad to actually, again, have that for everything, everywhere, and I can change it individually. I mean, everywhere deserves to have loads of wood and grain and such. So if I do this once, I won't have to do it for everything everywhere. So grain is always good to have plenty of. Maybe that's overly plenty. If it's not a huge production facility or something, then may as well keep it like that. Yeah, the question is buying up goods, and that is a good question. I guess I don't really need more than 200 of most things. Even salt, I don't need a ton of it. We produce plenty of it here. Beer is always good. Have loads of beer. Food you always want plenty of. A lot of these numbers I'm just pulling out my ass, but that's okay. As for the values here, I'm gonna have to tweak them most likely. 50, 50, no, those are way too low. You'd never even find the goods at that kind of price. So I'd happily pay 61 for them. Same for honey. For salt, it's 71. Meat and cloth. Metal goods. Metal goods is like 201. 181 for you. Beer's so damn good. It's one of the more lucrative items that you have, and you only need grain to produce it. So for stockfish, 156. Clothing, I always want clothing, 420. 1. Cheese, as if we'd need to buy it here, but 121 there. Pitch is nice. I think you just make pitch on its own. You don't need ingredients for it. But pelts are something else, aren't they? Meat, I think we've covered. That's a good price. Wine and spices. You know what? If you can get it for 800, that's a good price for it. So that's good so far. Great. And I'm going to save because we just did a lot of number crunching there. And I can't wait for the excitement that is renaming all of my ships as well. So I think we had to produce 2 clothing facilities here. I better double check in case I get the wrong thing again there. Increase production by the 2nd of October, but the reward is amazing, so I'm going to do just that. Slight problem is they need loads of clay for it. Am I confident enough that I'll get the clay? I am not. I'm actually going to demolish most of these, so that the clay that does come gets used for my beautiful cloth production facilities, which I assure you are not going to produce any cloth. They're going to get demolished because economics is a wonder. And I'll just stick them there. It really doesn't matter where they're going. And these things go back again. Ever so slightly inefficient, but fit Kinemindi. Beautiful. So, where are you, Thagnus? There we go. Can Thagnus bring anything back? Well, not really. We don't produce a whole lot that needs to go around. Just loads of cheese. And we have plenty of cheese over in Bergen. I need to start thinking about Aalborg real soon, but that day will come. Bergen's looking fine. Could look finer, but I'm loving the population there. They're constructing, they're making a defensive tower, which is just ridiculous. I'm liking how the wall is going though. I'm liking that clay and wood production are looking good, and that meat production is looking better, and that salt appears to be selling. I was worrying slightly that I might have been producing too much of it, but it seems that that was an ill-founded concern. We also have plenty of cheese to be shipping there. So this is good. This is very good. I don't feel I need to do too much other than go back and let the money roll in. I should, however, also think about where I want to establish myself. I did Aalborg, which is rather nice because it produces grain. It's very central, and we get the raw metal and the hemp. But Malmo produces metal goods as well as pitch, and I'm going to want both of those things. So I'm going to take the Thagnus over to the Malmo, where we do have as much popularity as we can. I'm going to stop by Malmo and go to the guild and basically say, holy crap, that's an expensive amount to join your guild, but I will do it anyway. And I might as well acquire these rights while I still can.
Don't even think of building any more buildings here. We have no need of your shoddy work here.
Shoddy work. Take one look at Malmo, and then take one look at Bergen, and try to spot the difference. Yeah, I'm stumped too. In any case, the Thagnus. Was there anything in Visby that you wanted? No, it wasn't Visby, it's Malmo. The answer is not really, so just head over to Bergen and let the money roll in. Also, what do we have here? Whatever it was, I think it disappeared on us. Oh well. Alright, the DDR blind has returned, and they've got stacks of goodies, which is rather nice. The more you buy and sell in these places, the greater the amount that they can trade with you in the future. But what I've just done is gotten loads of goodies, and what I'm going to do with them is take them over to Riga and thump them into the counting house there, so that I can have a constant supply of herbs and wine there. Isn't that handy? By the way, once again, I'm taking most of your everything. Please don't think of me as evil for it. I mean, Bergen's growing just fine. These houses aren't particularly necessary to get up and running straight away, and it's not like I need more businesses going. So I'm happy with the situation here. It's Riga that I need to make bigger. More of the greatest game Jake has ever played. Now, let's be honest, chat. Are there people here that are genuinely interested in this game? I mean, I love it. I love it almost as much as I hate it, but it's not like I'm blind to its faults. It's a pretty boring game. Alright, Kornbroch. Fit are you doing? I would also quite like to go up in rank, so I'm thinking of establishing myself elsewhere as well. I need one more place to establish myself. Where should it be? The question we should ask ourselves is, what good do we not have access to? Yes. Does anywhere that we know actually produce wool? Well, anywhere that we've established ourselves. Okay, Edinburgh does, if we ever made use of that. Iron, yes. Honey, maybe? Okay, Malmo does honey. Salt, yes. Iron, good, yes. Now, mead? Probably not. Oh, well, Aalborg does meat. I could have mead, I could have noticed that right there. I don't think anywhere does cloth. Edinburgh does beer. Cloth and stockfish. Cloth and stockfish. Need cloth for clothes, you know. Okay, so the question is, where do we get stockfish from? You get it from around this region, and do any of them do stockfish as well? Well, it looks like Groningen is going to be ours then, because we can get both there, and also the hemp that we need for the stockfish. Good to know. Hey, there's already ships here, and it looks like a small crappy place to be. So we go over to the guild, and we say, holy crap, that's expensive. Alright, so Groningen is somewhere that we're going to be dealing with. Speaking of dealing with, I don't know why it feels like some of these reset themselves. This guy's fast. fast enough, though. I had to be careful there again. I want the big one. Jake, will you ever play Patrician 2 or 3? Because I love those. I'm not saying it would never happen, I'm just saying it's somewhat unlikely to happen. So we capture another ship, we go to Bergen to drop it off. Because I got no use for that. We also got some goodies, they're just our own goodies, but would you look at that, they really kind of want them. And then another question is, do you want me to increase production? No you don't. But they are gagging for clothing there. Most places are. So the DDR blind arrives in Riga. What we do is, well, first I'm going to actually sell some to market because I'm a nice guy, and otherwise I'm just going to give it to the counting house because the counting house can automatically sell it for us. And then the DDR blind is going to go somewhere, but not to the place, not to Barrel, because I think I'm overbuying from Barrel. Wouldn't mind some cloth because no one ever gets any cloth, but they want pitch and pelts, which are a little harder to come by for me. I mean, I can grab all the pitch from Riga if I really wanted to overspend, but what I can also do is somewhere, here we go, expeditions. The DDR blind went there and I sold, let's see, you sell pitch at 150 each and metal tools at 250 each. So you make a good return on them, but that's more expensive than what I'm buying it for. So 170 each on this pitch that I paid a lot more than that for. But it's kind of okay to pay a little over for it since it's going to help grow these little cities. There are no metal goods to take to them though. So I'm going to go to Malmo, see what else they have for us. Or I'm going to get attacked by more pirates. Also an option. Hunter 3 is on the case. Unknown pirate.